Okay, be honest, chat. Is this theme song not an absolute banger? Be honest. Hello, I'm awake. I don't recommend it. I mean, yes, that's a vibe. I feel that, Rakdos. I get it. All right, let me turn chat down a little bit. A late announcement went out on Discord, so I don't know exactly how many people are going to be showing up. So, hello, everybody. Why haven't you put 20 down on the Kickstarter? How do you know I haven't, Maple? How do you know I'm not the reason we hit 60K in the first 19 hours? I'm kidding. I cannot take credit for that. That was literally all you. All you. Okay. Let me catch up on chat. Maya was indeed first. I thought it was Maple for a second, but I did see your message right before the live notification actually went up. So yes, you are there. You must have just been sitting there at noon and waiting for the live notif to go up. Hello, Maya. Hello, Maple. Hello, Sony. Hello, Loose Swing. Rakdos. Spring Critter. Hello. Sabathiel. Hello. Kalis. Hello. Kalis, I want to say. Or is it Callus? Tay 711, hello. Bitter Lemming, hello. Time Lord Snowy, hello. Welcome on in, Time Lord. Glad to have you. Jaded, hello. Sibby, hello. Senior Manor, hello. Skis. Elfkin, hello. I read your name as Nuck, isn't it? In a British accent every single time I see it. Nuck, isn't it? This stream started at the perfect time. Just finished my first ride of the day and stopped to get lunch before my next 2 rides. Well, hello. We might go a little beyond that. We usually stream for like about an hour, but sometimes depending on how much we talk, we kind of go beyond it. Sometimes it's a little bit shorter, but it sounds like this was a great timing for you. Allie, hello. Flicker, hello. Most people just say Nuck, pronounce it like Nuke. If that's what you prefer, I can do that. Nuke, isn't it? Still Legoing. I'm still on the floor next to my computer building the Trex. That's pretty fun. I do miss... I was never a Legos kid, but I was a Kinex kid. If anybody remembers Kinex, they were essentially like plastic pegs that would go into like gears, and there were gears of different sizes, and you could... They were more like the Technics side of Logo, but they weren't metal. Kinex were the best. I used to build the most insane stuff and harass my parents with it all the time. I had a ton of those growing up. Yeah, those were awesome. Those were the cat's meow, as they say. That's what the kids say, right? It is the bee's knees. Anyway, hello. I heard some news happen. Do you guys have any idea like what's been happening lately? I've been hearing some rumblings on Discord, but I'm just too sleepy. Just a little news. Okay, let's start there, shall we? The music's gonna stop because I have to tab out of the game. Where the heck were we? Here we are. Okay, so we'll drop the banner. We'll take a look at here. So I heard that there was a little Kickstarter going on. I don't know what that's all about, but I guess we'll just read this page, shall we? No, I'm not caught up. Yeah, it's as somebody who built the Discord and who built the community up on the Discord, I cannot keep up with the Discord. It is a lot, which is a good problem to have. I love how passionate you all are. It's amazing. Okay, so I am going to hover over this because although it looks like we've hit 500,000, we haven't. That's US dollars. And since we all know for reasons, the US dollar is not worth what it used to be. So you can see that we are 400 and I mean, realistically, if we want to look at like, we're realistically 478,000 euros total. So we have a couple days left. We have until 2 p.m. Central European time for the late backers. So it's about a week where we're opening up late backers. All the prices have increased 10% because the original campaign was 30, but anybody who does back for that initial 10% extra cost will still get their exclusive bonuses. It's just an opportunity for people who maybe only just because we saw all of this last week, right? You guys probably saw it yourselves on social media, on Reddit, on Facebook, where people are like, oh, I was following I had this wish listed, I was watching the campaign for a while, I didn't realize that there was a Kickstarter already live for it. So we're hoping that like this is one extra push that'll help bring people back into the fold who weren't there before. It's exciting. No matter when you're joining the campaign, you are one of us. So don't feel like you are lesser than. That is absolutely not the case. We just wanted to give an extra week for people who either for one reason or other either couldn't afford to join us or didn't know about us. And so here we are. And so as you very well know, we've got some really great rewards. The one that everybody is shooting for right now is falconry. That is it. If we unlock falconry, then we have typical Mongolia falconry comes to life. Use your eagle for hunting, item gathering, exploration, and much more. And that is the 500k euro. That's what we're shooting for right now. I wonder who was more excited, the players or developers. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. That's a really good question because the Legend of Khiimori is a passion project for us. This is a game that we've wanted to build 6 years ago, but we just didn't have the capability. Either we couldn't get the funding for it, the IP wasn't in the right place yet, we didn't have the right amount of talented people to get the things done that we wanted to do. I mean, you're about to see what we've done since those 6 years. We're going to be playing the first Windstorm game, and you'll see, compared to even the GIFs and videos that you've seen of Khiimori so far, it is like night and day. It's a huge difference. But this was the game that we've always wanted to build. This is our love letter to the horse community, the cozy community, the survival community, everyone who isn't like a hardcore simulation fan. We've got Police Simulator and Ambulance Life for those folks right now, you know? And we don't know what the next level of that's going to be down the road. But this is the highest level game that we have built as a studio in the 11 years that we've been together. So to say that we're excited and passionate is like an understatement, but we have seen the dedication coming from you all in the community. Like, that's undeniable. I've never been part of a community, and I've been in the industry for 11, 12 years now. I've never been part of a gaming community that has been so passionate, self-educating. You guys are correcting each other. You're educating each other. You're bringing in new people to the fold and telling them what's going on, what they've missed. You're creating flyers to bring to university grounds. Like, there's stuff that we couldn't even dream about doing because like we don't have access to individual people's universities. You know, that's nothing that was ever in our marketing plan because it wasn't even physically possible to consider as an option. And you guys are doing outside the box that we couldn't think of or couldn't do. And it's just like, how can you deny that that's passion? For sure. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. My husband's username is Trexadactyl, and everyone calls him Trex instead of T-Rex, and it drives me crazy. That's so funny. So it's T-Rexadactyl. You say Trex instead of T-Rex? I mean, if I was on my phone, I would say Trex too, probably, because I'm lazy and old. I'm catching up on chat, so I'm not ignoring you. I am slowly catching up to you. If I respond to the name, it's fine. Generally, Nuke, it's okay. Tiny bit of news. It's true. That you were gonna drop 20k. If I had it, I would. Trust. I mean, I'd probably just like invest directly at ACR at that point. I'd just become a shareholder because I believe in this company that much. Like, I love like the stuff that we do behind the scenes. I wish we could share more of because it's just crazy. We have such a passionate base of developers and fans. Speak your truth, good sir. No, but I'm not caught up. Need falconry so close. I'm excited for the game for sure. Waited for years for a good non-Barbie horse game. I mean, if we're being totally honest, like, Barbie horse adventure is the gold standard. Not only because you've got the rose-colored glasses, because it's been so long and nostalgia's driving that, but like, it was a damn good game in its time. It doesn't quite hold up. I mean, you tell me. It doesn't quite hold up today just because like games were clunky back then. But in terms of game mechanics and game loop, like, it's still phenomenal. Hi all, time to celebrate. Raven, hello. Even if you can only wish list, it all matters. It does. I think people don't realize how much wish listing matters. And I'll talk about this, you know, closer to the release when we talk about early access and all that stuff. And you've probably heard me say this a million times in the Discord, but any significant development in any video game requires equally sufficient funding. And funding doesn't always just mean money too. Like we saw recently with Helldivers, a mistake was made and the really passionate, dedicated fan base rallied together to review bomb the game, to send a message, right? And that worked. Sony reverted their decision, and then everybody was able to continue moving on with the amazing development of the game, right? That doesn't happen in the real world. That is definitely an isolated incident. If one of our games as an indie studio gets review bombed with good intentions, like with the intention of getting it fixed, the publisher is more than likely to just abandon it, because like they've probably made their money back in that time, and they are more than likely to cut their losses and go make a sequel or something like that, or the next game on their slate, because they don't believe that the return on the investment is worth it. But if a game has a lot of positive reviews and they're constructive, like, hey, you know, I'm giving this game a good review, but there's a lot of issues. Here's a bullet point of all the issues that I'm having in the game. Here's what I would like to see changed. That is much more likely to get us funding and extend contracts to continue fixing the game based on what the community feedback is saying. And a lot of people have it backwards, that they think that because it works in the real world, right? You look at like Target, like the boycotts that are happening on with Target, like it's working, it's having an effect. There's public messaging from the company saying like, this is hurting us. They will maybe change their mind and then try and win people back. That does happen IRL, but in terms of like indie game development, it's a totally different world. So wish lists, reviews, funding, early access purchases, all of that feeds into one giant bucket of making this game the most successful it can be. That's what it comes down to. And we're going to talk about this more too down the road, but the early access is very important to be able to temper those expectations. Please, 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 please don't expect in a completed game when early access rolls around. Please, 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 please. The game is not finished, and that is the purpose of early access, to get your feedback while we're finishing building it, to make the changes that the community actually wants. So just keep that in mind. Right now, the game is pretty empty. And I've said this before on Discord, and I've maybe mentioned it once or twice on Steam, but we built this game backwards in a way. Most of the time, beautification in a game happens at the end. Beautification and optimization are like the last two things that happen. The systems are built, the animations are done, the quests are finished, the story is built in, and then we beautify the game. Normally at this stage, you would be seeing somebody ride around on gray boxes that is supposed to eventually become a horse. But we built it backwards because of the excitement that we saw on social media when we went viral last year, and the impetus for making this Kickstarter happen, that we decided to make it as pretty and as engaging as possible to make this Kickstarter as successful as possible. And now we're starting to build in all the systems. Like, we're getting first glimpses of hunting. We've got the first quest inside the game. All of this stuff is starting to finally come together now that we have the world and the biomes built, if that makes sense. So the game is going to look stunning when you first jump in for early access and even the alpha playtest, but there's not going to be a whole lot to do right there. So the feedback, we're going to have different motives to our feedback. Like the very first playtest we had maybe 9 months ago now, it was like July or something like that. Our very first playtest was like 30 people, and we're like, hey, we're focusing on the camera. Tell us how the camera works. What do you like about it? What do you hate about it? What do you think is missing? What do you think is maybe too much? Is it overcompensating when you make a turn? All of these are the very specific thoughts that we had in mind for that playtest. And the alpha playtest will have something similar as well, where we'll have like one thing focused, like, okay, tell us about crafting. Tell us about cooking. Tell us about hunting. And we'll gather as much feedback about that one subject as we can, finish it, and roll out updates. That's the plan anyway. It could totally go differently to plan, but that is what our current plan is right now. Okay, let me continue. I've ranted a lot. Let me catch up on chat. So yes, even if you can only wish list, it all matters. It really, truly does all matter. A lot of people like to wait till the end, so it takes the money out right away. Yes, that's true too. Absolutely. They like to know exactly when the money's happening. 100%. We are so close. We do need, I agree. We need falconry. We have lots of ideas for falconry. I'm glad I got my backing in on time. I got an email last night, like 8 hours before it ended, and panicked. Oh yeah, I saw you on Discord say that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why those updates are so important, but we also don't want to spam people. But sometimes it's just the right timing, the right place, the right time. What's the vibe like with the dev team? They're stoked. I can't even begin to tell you like how every single time we made a public update, we also had like an internal thread on Microsoft Teams that would update the people who were interested. And like they were shocked at how quickly the number was going up. And they were like, oh my God, we're so close to cooking. Oh my God, we're so close to this. It was really cool to see. And I wish that I could have been at the party yesterday that we had at the studio. I'm sure the vibes were immaculate. But yeah, so they're stoked. Hello, Kiro Nico. Hello. I have to sort out an alternative card within a week because my bank straight up has Kickstarter blocked. I refuse to lose my number 14. You're number 14? Maya, that's nuts. That's dedication. Double digits. I think I'm like 99, maybe 98. I'm barely double digits. Spot on the Kickstarter, and I refuse to lose my Khiimori pledge. Understand. Hello, it's Artemisia. Hello. Kraken Works. I love that name. Artemisia, welcome in. Horse lore extraordinaire. I would like to know how much Troy considers himself a horse girl on a scale of 1 to 10. I mean, to be fair, like, my passion is there, but I know, like, nothing about horses when it really comes down to it. I know that you measure in hands, and I know what parts of a horse to touch and what parts not to touch, but I've never ridden one myself. So I'm at heart like a 9 to 10 horse girl, but in practice, like maybe a 4, realistically. Because I don't want to take any glory away from actual horse girls. Let's be real. Troy's an 11 on the horse girl scale. Legend of Khiimori is the horse game we've been desperately needing these days. I mean, that's the vibe that we got. I mean, that's kind of the reason that we wanted to build the game that we wanted to build it, is because we've seen the desperation and the passion out there. We've seen that there's been a lot of slop. We've seen that there's a lot of really good intention games that just couldn't quite hit the mark, that are maybe taking too long in development. Like, we get it, and we're all in the same boat because we've had that with our games too. So like it's a hard space to be in, and it's a very dedicated, passionate group. It's a very specific niche that we really wanted to make sure that we got right, and we couldn't do it until we had all of our ducks in a row. So here we are. Hi, Queen. I know quite a few passionate game communities, mostly small indie games. It's always a thing when devs put their heart and soul into something. I agree better. And that's why we're so open about our transparency. That's the one thing that I brought to the company a year and a half ago. We had zero community team. We always relied on the publishers to do any messaging or moderation for us. We never had a Discord. We never did live streams, none of that stuff. So I brought as much as my knowledge as I could. And my mantra is always perception is reality. No, regardless of what is actually happening, whatever the community or customer or player thinks is happening, that's the truth. And that has to be addressed. So maybe we're not saying something, but we mean something else. If we're not saying it, people aren't expecting that. They're not seeing that. They're not feeling that. So it has to be stated. It has to be said. So that's one of the reasons we're so involved in the community, is because I've been building that from the ground up for the last 18 months. And it's very important to me as a person who's been in a gazillion communities. Like, it's the most passionate thing that I can think of, for sure. He is the horse girl scale. Good God. It was crazy how much slower the Kickstarter got after the main campaign finished. Like, no, don't leave. I know, it happens. It happens to everybody, because the initial hype is definitely within that first 30 days. Pets Horses was the closest thing I played to a perfect horse game. All the Pets games were actually pretty good, now that you mention it. Pets was really good. I was getting dressed when Troy was talking about the T-Rex pterodactyl name, and the wheeze he made when he talked about it sounded like a pterodactyl, and I cracked up laughing. Hey, chat, why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because they're dead, okay? They're all dead. That's why. God. Everybody goes for the PS silent, so you gotta have a backup. You gotta have a backup, chat. Okay, let's quickly go through these and I'll catch back up on chat. So within 19 hours, we hit the initial campaign funded goal. And I mean, to be fair, 60K was like, it was nothing. Obviously, in hindsight, like that was a joke to even set. But at the same time, we wanted to do that on purpose because we wanted the excitement of all the stretch goals to come through as well. Because again, any significant development requires equally significant funding. So if we wanted to add an NPC to the game that had a special purpose with special skills and special art, then we had to make sure that we were getting the proper funding for that. So obviously, like, it doesn't cost exactly $40,000 to increase the map size, right? But it's all built in a specific order. Like, we put these in a specific order based on how we operate as a development team, the costs generally for the team itself. You know, this thing might take a little bit less, but you can't make it only 5,000 euros difference than this thing. So like, it's all, it was a very strategic plan to have these stretch goals lined out the way that they were. And I think honestly, looking in hindsight now, knowing what we know about how the team has been working internally since, like, it's all made perfect sense. And that's why, like, falconry is so close within our reach. We're really excited. Okay, so let's go through all of them. So the campaign was funded. When we hit 100K, we got the Expanse of Mongolia unlocked, which increased the map size by 5 square kilometers. We unlocked the cartographer and his missions and would be rewarded for assisting him in exploring the world. At 130K, just another 30K past that, we got Mongolian mysteries. So we discovered additional deer stones, shrines, ovus. For another 30K, we unlocked redeeming the oases. So 8 oases were added to the desert biome and their recording missions. The 200K was a big milestone for everybody. This was the more. So we discovered new mission types. We unlocked courier quests, resources, equipment, and exotic horse breeds from distant lands, all available through the merchant system. Cooking was another big one. The community wasn't like stoked about cooking. They knew that it was going to happen anyway. The customization, I think, was really the big milestone internally for you all. But cooking was a big one for us because now we get to do a cooking stream. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited to start planning that now. Very excited. 30K after that, we hit the Stories of Mongolia. So we got the storyteller NPC and his missions. They come to life. You get to wander the world and tell Mongolian tales and myths at night. Then we unlocked customization. There were a lot of questions about this. We're going to be talking a lot more about this down the road. You will still be playing Nara as a specific static character, but now there's some customization to be able to customize her a little bit more. And now there's also horse customization. So that's really exciting. We'll talk more about that when we have more to talk about. Peaceful mode. Some people were super excited about this. Some people didn't really care as much because they loved the way the base game is being built out anyway. But peaceful mode is, if you're not a fan of the survival elements, then this mode is for you. Enjoy the beauty of Mongolia and its horses without any stress of surviving. 30K to 40K after that, we had Hut Springs. So Hut Springs were added in the mountain biome and they're recording quests. We then had horse racing. This was a big one. The next 3, horse racing, advanced hunting, and falconry, were all big milestones for you guys, for the community, for sure. So we unlocked horse racing. So the racetrack is unlocked. Race and compete against other NPCs to climb up in the ranks and win useful resources. And then we had On the Hunt, which was advanced hunting. Now available, we got fishing, new animals, and a hunting glossary are added to the game. And then falconry is the next big one we're all shooting for collectively. Typical Mongolian falconry comes to life. Use your eagle hunting, item gathering, exploration, and more. And now we get a sneak peek at some of the other secret goals that you guys have been anticipating. And what's kind of cool about these is they're pretty short, close to each other. Like going from falconry to the avatar hunter skin, you're only looking at a 20K difference, right? But we know that things have slowed down significantly in this last week. So here we are. So we got the Avatar Hunter skin and a new additional Kickstarter exclusive Avatar skin only available for our backers. More breeds. So we're adding 2 new breeds will be added to the game. Please keep sending your suggestions for favorite breeds. And also keep in mind too, this might break reality a little bit. We might do something that normally might not have been in that area because it was, fan suggested or something like that. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to be a historic game. it is still based on the lore of Ostwind or Windstorm. So we have a lot to play with. We can go the more mystical route. We can go with made up lore that doesn't actually exist. We can do, mythical creatures and characters from Mongolian lore and in different various religions. So like we have that capability. So it's okay if we break the fourth wall a little bit and acknowledge that this horse breed definitely wouldn't have been there in this time, but for the sake of the game and the community, we might add it, kind of a thing. So like, don't freak out if that happens, but like at the end of the day, we just want to make the community happy, if that makes sense. Advanced customization, more patterns and emblems for your horse, additional outfits and accessories for your character, Nara. And then at 600k, if we hit that, we got wagon delivery upgrade, increased cargo capacity with a wagon limited to certain routes, plan your path and terrain considerations carefully. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, there's more beyond that. If we somehow hit that 600k, there is more. So keep that in mind. That's as much as I can say about that. Here's the cartographer. He was updated. The cane is on the opposite side now. We did adjust that. This is just the old concept art. The horse matrix video is my favorite. Like, this is so funny. You get to see at least a decent amount of the coat variations and phenotypes. Yeah. Okay. Let me catch back up on chat and then we'll start playing Windstorm. How's that sound? Yeah. Okay, I'm very far behind. Please hold. I was there for the first test of Emerald Valley Ranch. I'm ready to play the biggest, emptiest thing and make it the best game it can be. True. I hope it's the buggiest mess we can help test. It won't be that bad. It's the only issue I foresee immediately for the test is that some people might not have powerful enough computers. That's probably going to be the number one issue because it's, again, not optimized. The game's not finished. We can't optimize what isn't there, right? So we have to build out all the different systems before we can optimize them. And so it might take some pretty chunky PCs. But at the very least, people who cannot play the game will at least be able to participate in the feedback because you will still have access to the playtest channels. So you'll be able to still give feedback based on what you're seeing. Like, it will do like live streams inside Discord with just the testers. So people who can't play the game will be able to see the game firsthand. And stuff like that. So don't worry about that. We will find solutions for everybody to be involved as much as we can. Switch back to the game so we have some music playing in the background while I yap. Tempering expectations will avoid a lot of issues, but you're going to have to do it extremely obviously, most obviously as possible. Absolutely, Rectos. 1000%. Yep. You two can't wait to find all the bugs. We need Pony Game. Sad Fandom. Hello, welcome. I'm happy to be part of this, Coco. We're happy to have you. Thank you for being a part of it. Just wished it on Steam. Thank you so much, Seventh Deal. Thank you so. Thank you. If you haven't wish listed Khiimori on Steam, please do so. It helps us a ton. I mean, obviously it's going to skew the numbers a little bit because we have like a percentage that we expect to convert. So like out of 100,000 wish lists, we expect like 20% to convert into sales. I'm just making up a number. That's not the real number. So like we get the amount of wish lists, we shoot for a number of wish lists that we think will like break even day one on sales, right? So 20% of that wish list number would mean that we've broken even on all of our development costs, and anything past that is profit. So like that's the number that we shoot for wish lists. Obviously we know it's going to be skewed because a lot of people who have already purchased the game through the Kickstarter campaign will be wishlisting it as well, or never removed it from their wish list because like why would you? You're still wishing for the game. So like we know that conversion rate that we had in our minds is going to be skewed, but like it still means a tremendous amount to us and our publisher because it helps us gauge excitement for the game. It helps us inform how much money we're going to spend on marketing versus how much we're going to spend on the actual development. Like it's all a give and take. It's all business strategy, so it helps. It helps a lot. Trust. Troy, I'm so pleased we have a resident Discord Eagle Hunter. It's pretty damn cool. I can't wait to start picking her brain once we actually get close to this. Like it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. We also have a horse archer in chat too. I think it's Cameron is a horse archer. I don't think he's Mongolian, but like he practices horse archery as a sport, as an art, really. Is there any way I can watch this stream a limited time? Absolutely. Every single VOD that we do goes onto our Discord, onto our YouTube, I mean. So we also have it on our YouTube channel. We post it after the stream ends, but it also gets added to Twitch. The problem is Twitch is limiting. We're not a partner on Twitch, so they're limiting how much space we have for individual like VODs. We can only have 60 hours worth. So eventually old VODs will be deleted to make place for the new ones, but YouTube, they'll be evergreen. They're there forever, for sure. It'll probably be saved as a VOD. Yes, you can watch it anytime from the interactive account. Yes. Faha, hello. Hello, Faha. Faha is one of our fellow streamers who streams Ambulance Life for us. Great to have you in, Faha. Chico. I also like the idea of seeing how this game comes together more and more until it's finished. That's the thing that really attracts us to it, and that's what makes the Legend of Khiimori so unique for us. It is the very first time we are building up a game from the community level. Like from the very foundation, you guys have been involved in what you care about, what you're passionate about, what you don't care about. That's also really important too, because we don't know what we don't know, right? We might think that this is a really important thing to add to the game, and then it turns out that like nobody gives a damn at all, or it's like totally inaccurate, and they're like, no, I don't care about that, I'd rather have this, and then we have to pivot. So the earlier we know stuff, the less it impacts development, if that makes sense. We can make the right choices earlier, if that makes sense. I love the beeps. Oh, these? The swear beep, I love that. Horse girl is the state of mind. It's the passion, Troy. Okay, in that case, I am a 9 to 10. Genghis Khan was the horse girl. True. That's true. Also a dog boy. He had like 30,000. He had an army of dogs. That's the rumor anyway. Okay, better way to word it. Will this stream be posted later? Yes, absolutely it will be. Genghis Khan was a horse girl is not a sentence I thought I would ever read, but I need that on a t-shirt. I mean, yeah. I'm not going to make it because I feel like there's maybe some political pressure there. But yes, I think that it should be a t-shirt. We're really glad to have you. I'm glad to be here. Trust me. Okay, I'm driving, so no saying anything I feel like I have to reply to. Okay, Rakdos. Nobody speak to Rakdos at all. I didn't know about Khiimori until the day the Kickstarter launched, and that's only because someone shared the link in a Discord. I crashed headfirst in because horse game indeed. Time Lord Snowy, hello, welcome in. Oh, we're just at the pterodactyl joke now. This is the first time I backed something on Kickstarter. I was talking about wanting a proper horse game for months, so when my friend showed me the Windstorm campaign, I got really excited. I have great hopes for this. Babsy, thank you for being a part of it and for trusting us. I know Kickstarter is a scary thing if you've never done it before. I mean, I'm a Kickstarter veteran for sure. I've been in probably like 30 to 40 different campaigns for games, for comics, for books, like lots of stuff. So for me as a veteran, it can still be scary because like you don't always know if a developer or an author is gonna follow through. The cool thing about Legend of Khiimori is we were already funded for our base game, right? Like we had a vision, we had a scope for the game that was already paid for by our amazing publishing partner, Mindscape, right? But because we went viral last year, we saw the opportunity to take it to the next level and be like, oh, like we could do so much more if the crowd wants to back us. If they want to add funding that we don't already have, then we can do more. We can just make the game bigger. And so that's why we're here. That's why we're having this amazing experience with the campaign. So thank you for being a part of it. Too bad I have to go to bed now. I would have loved to hang out a little while longer. Wishing you all a great stream. Thank you, Bitter. You're probably already gone now, but thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see you in the pod. Night night, Lemming. Bro, I was looking for a new horse game and found the listing for Windstorm and was like, oh yeah, gonna follow this one. Sapphire, it's the same. A lot of people had the same exact experience as you, for sure. We feel like this is hitting, in the immortal words of the show Barry, it's hitting all the right taste clusters. That's my new favorite saying, by the way, when it's like some ridiculous algorithm that's deciding whether or not something should be worthy of funding or support. It's taste clusters. It's hitting the right taste clusters. God, that show is too real. Barry is so good. Cooking stream! Yes, Sony, indeed. I was giving you the emphasis that you were probably missing. Falconry would be such a nice addition. I really hope for it, but I am happy for what we've already achieved. Indeed. I think like you guys need to be proud. Like, yes, we can always get more. We're very likely going to hit falconry, I hope. But like, you guys should all be very proud about the movement that you've been a part of. What has happened in this Kickstarter campaign would not be possible without you. We would not get the funding for this without a successful Kickstarter. So in the immortal words of the cooking stream, y'all cooked. Okay, we are not cooked. You did cook. So like, it's you should all be very proud of yourselves, because we couldn't have done this without you. Full stop. Like, we could not have done this without you. Post the ingredients for the cooking stream early so we can cook along with you. We will absolutely do that, Loosewing. We will do that. But maybe like one surprise that we're doing live. But yes, I think that would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. Oh, okay. The number you're seeing right below me is US dollars, which is worth nothing anymore. So we are not at 530K. That's not euros. But you've already collected it, yes, but I did want to say it for the VOD's sake. That number, we're more at like 478 euros, what I last remember seeing. Yeah, 478. Oh, we got 400 since I started. Hell yeah. We're at 477,900 when I first started stream. So in the time that I've been yapping, y'all have gotten another $400 to add to the campaign. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I'm in the USD land though. Yeah, I am too. That's why you're seeing it. If I was in Europe, you would be seeing euro here. But I can't hover over and show the conversion because that's just like a snapshot of the website. I can't interact with the website. I'm so excited for the hunting glossary. I am too. I'm really excited for that too. Oh, gotcha. I was excited for Falcons. Don't worry, you can still be excited for Falcons. I'm sure that they're gonna happen. We got a whole week left. Just keep up the momentum of letting people know, talking about it in Facebook groups. I don't think Tumblr is going to happen again. That was a big boost for us, but like, Tumblr's so hit or miss. You can't control that. It just does what it does. It has a mind of its own. But, you know, Reddit, don't stop with Reddit. All that good stuff. All that good stuff. You have much more reach than we have. Mongolia sounds super nice. I was there many years ago. I wonder what made you get so much into it. That's actually a great question, Faha. So a lot of people don't know this series of game, Windstorm, otherwise known as Ostwind in Central Europe. It's a well-established film and book series that goes into at its very base, without getting too lost in the weeds with it, it's about our connection, humans' connection to nature and animals, and how we often ignore that in modern day times. Like, when people get anxiety, that's their fight or flight kicking in, but there's nothing to fight and there's nowhere to run to. You're just at work. You know what I mean? So like, there's lots that we've now suppressed because we've advanced so much as a society. So Windstorm addresses that. It's a woman, a young woman, teenager, who gets into trouble, and she gets sent to her grandmother's farm. And on the farm, she meets an unruly horse named Windstorm, or Ostwind, who cannot be trained, cannot be educated, cannot be controlled, cannot be trained, tamed, nothing. He is unruly, and he's just going to be sent off to the wild. They have an unexpected connection, which we find out throughout the series is actually a connection that transcends space and time. These two souls are inextricably connected over generations, and that origin takes place in Mongolia, where, you know, there were people known as like horse whisperers or sleepers, and they had a special connection to horses. They are like the quintessential first horse civilization, like, without question. And so we decided to go back to the 13th century Mongolia era to discover this connection firsthand. Basically where it all started and how it connects to all these current day games and movies and shows. So that's the impetus behind why we chose Mongolia. Plus, like, Mongolia doesn't get enough representation. And of course, we're not Mongolian ourselves, so we have to be very delicate in how we handle that cultural representation. But like, we think that, like, there's plenty of media out there, whether it's games, shows, or movies, or books, that show the brutality of the Mongolian Empire over time. We think that there's a lot of room there to have a cozy game during the relatively peaceful time of Mongolia after Genghis Khan's reign. So that's essentially what we're doing here. And because it's based around Windstorm as a lore, we can play a lot more with it where we're not historically accurate. We don't have to have Genghis Khan as a character inside of our game just because we're talking about Mongolia. Like, we can make up characters that never existed. We can make up lore, use Mongolian mysticism, like actual stories and fables to tell our tale as well. I'm super busy because my mare is a saddlebred cross. But I would love to see saddlebreds in the game. Make sure, let it be known when we start taking feedback. Let it be known. 1000% Sabathiel, 1000%. We're cutting up every 1K now because it's slow. I know it was a wild burst for a couple of times there. That Tumblr was crazy. That Tumblr post like absolutely catapulted us in the middle of the campaign. I mean, as long as you don't label yourself as a historical educational game, I don't think anyone would care. There's always going to be, you won't be able to please everybody, and we know that for sure. We're going to be very transparent about what this game actually entails, and some people are going to vibe with that and some are not. So we're just going to have to find our path together for sure. But yes, it's very important that people know it's not a historical game that's coming out. It is just a fun game, a fun cozy game. House building nomad yurt life, can't wait. Yeah, pretty much. Historically inspired. Yeah, I mean, it's even like Assassin's Creed has like real characters. Like you had, you know, Machiavelli, you had Leonardo da Vinci, you had George Washington. I don't even know if we're going to get that deep in the weeds with realism and historical accuracy. We might just have completely made up characters that we work with. We don't know yet. The story isn't finished built, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. So like, we're even less historically inspired than Assassin's Creed is, because that is like, you are taking place in the Renaissance of Italy. This thing is happening. By the way, one of my favorite games of all time. I'm playing a multiplayer UE5 game with massive map at 60 FPS. I'm good. Yeah, you are good. I have to downplay. I have to actually undervolt my CPU to play Marvel Rivals, which is Unreal 5. Like, I have a $5,000 PC that I built a year ago that is like monstrous. I can play anything on it, and even I struggle on Unreal 5 games. Oh boy, my PC is not chunky, so that's nice that we can all still see it. Yeah, we've got some plans. Hello, will you ever offer some of the stretch goals that weren't met as a future paid DLC? Hello, Teacup, welcome back. We don't know. So the answer is, like, I've said it before, any significant development requires equally significant funding, right? So that is, if anything does have to happen as a DLC, it would have to make sure that we are making enough off the game regularly to be able to fund that development for the DLC, or like pre-sale the DLC, and the amount that it sells is how much we can do. But that's like risky, because what if we don't get enough? Like, I don't like going down that route. I'd rather know that we had the funding, then go and build it and then release it and make more money that way. That's what I would much rather do. And we also don't want to upset people, because like, one of the risks with the Kickstarter is, if we, let's say for example, we don't hit falconry, right? Let's say for whatever reason we don't hit it, unlikely, but if we don't, and then we add it as a DLC later, people might be like, so it didn't matter that we didn't hit it, we probably didn't have to hit any of the stretch goals, you guys would have just released this anyway, what the hell? So like, there's still a perception there that we have to be very careful of, because there are a lot of stretch goals that didn't make it, and some of that is like, we had stretch goals all the way up to like 2 million, right? So like, it was unlikely we were going to hit that, but we had to plan on the event that that did happen. We couldn't just have nothing for a whole stretch of 1 million, right? We had to have a plan for all that stuff. Some of it is pipe dream stuff that we know is probably not going to be possible unless we get another $1.5 million. Like, so I don't know is really the answer. Is like, we would love to, but it's going to depend on what it was. We probably won't be able to reveal everything or even do everything, but we will always do everything that we can. And we'll work along with you guys to make sure that we can get that to happen. That's probably the best answer I can give you at this time. Probably not the answer you were looking for. But there it is. A very powerful Xbox. It's coming to Xbox for sure, Faha. You're good there. All right, no need to flex on us brokies. I'm on bag number 7 out of 25 bags for the T. Well, you're close. Your T-Rex is getting there. It gets easier as you get to the end. The base is always the hardest part for Legos. I'm a horse archer. Rectos. Hello. I got invited to States, but I couldn't get work. That's crazy. We're going to have to talk. We're going to have to chat, you and I, for sure. We're going to get information from you over to our devs. 1000%. I also do mounted archery. I don't compete, just do it for fun, but it keeps my skills up for when I go bow hunting. Yeah. Both of you guys. Tag me or make a thread. I don't know, somebody should make a thread and then have you guys respond so that I don't lose you, or just let me know what your username's on there and I'll find you again, because I can go back to this VOD. Hey, 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 nice to see you. I'm just catching up to you responding. Good God. I might get back into horse riding. Well, there you go. You are definitely one of us, Faha. Chico. I wanted a game like this for years. I'm so happy I finally found one. Are the swear bleeps automatic or are they manual? They are indeed man. Do them whenever I want. And I can do not real censorship. So I can say, like, instead of start game, I can say game. Yeah. I'm so happy to see a game that focuses on the horses and what is needed, not just the riding around. Right. I mean, I would say probably our biggest inspiration was definitely Red Dead. Without question, like, that is a horse game that also has gameplay. It just happens to also have, like, you know, martial law. 240k game cooked. That's right. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Mongolian cooking is basically drying cheese on the roof of the yurts. Yeah, that's fair. I came across Khiimori last early September on Facebook and was like, yes, gimme. Then showed up on my Discord like, hey. And you've been there ever since. Cursing us with your clips. I'll give you my house for your dev team. Move over to Europe. I will be right there. I am sick of Los Angeles. I do want to live in Europe. Oh, Troy, all the way to the bottom, you can change the currency on the PC anyway. Ooh, that's good to know. The problem is I can't control the website. This is just, all I do is I put in a link and then I shrink down, I crop the box that I want. So I don't have control over what I'm looking at. It's just the way OBS works. What I could do is just a snapshot of like what it actually looks like, but then we can't see it moving in real time. And I wanted it moving in real time so we could watch it. Mongolians are very proud of their horses. That's amazing. It's true. They should be. When I hear Mindscape, I hear the video game series that rocked my childhood. Yeah. Horse riding mission on the Appaloosas Trail. Mission horse riding in search of the golden horse. Oh, I feel old. That's so cool. I didn't know there was movies and stuff too. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of cheesy. Like that's kind of the point of them. They're family movies. So they're like feel good, like teenage romance, coming of age stories. And they're very famous throughout Europe, but a lot of people in America have no clue what they are. And so like this was supposed to be a tie-in directly after the first movie. And then in Unexpected Arrival, the second Windstorm game, which we will eventually play on stream, that was based off, I think, the third movie. But by then there were 2 books and 3 movies. So we're like tie-ins to all the different series bits. The Legend of Khiimori is a completely standalone. We got permission from the IP holder to make a separate story that will eventually tie into their lore. And who knows, maybe they'll make some media out of that. Wouldn't it be cool if they make a movie out of our game? That would be crazy. I'm getting ahead of myself now, but like, I can imagine. I will definitely get the game. Chico, we love that. We love that. Keep in touch, Chico, by the way, as well. We are going to be talking about our content creator program pretty soon, and we are 1000% going to include you. We just have to go over details about what it's going to be and what people get from it and all that stuff. So, yes. Saitobot, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. The second Windstorm game is so much better than the first one. Any idea if you will ever stream this? We will, absolutely. That movie would be fire. It would be fire for sure. Yeah, I will be like the streams that I do every Friday. There's only so much I can cover, right? Even if I play just the first Windstorm game, and I'm going to be starting a new game file just for you guys, for those who haven't played or seen this game before. It can take me like 3 different streams to really beat the main story of it. But then we have the DLC, and that'll take like two or 3 playthroughs as well. So like it takes a while to get through a game. And sometimes it just depends on what we're doing. Like, because we're talking about the Kickstarter and everything, that's why I'm playing this one, to get people indoctrinated early to the Windstorm series. So yes, I will absolutely be playing an Unexpected Arrival on stream. They confirmed in the Discord that we don't have to have played the other games or anything. Yes, it is self-contained, 1000%. There's going to be obviously references. If you've played the games or watched the series, then you're gonna see mentions of maybe a name or like a location in the modern day that like might be mentioned in passing. But you don't have to have played anything. Yep. And Chico's right. Better not get in any trouble with historians like other devs. Yes. We won't name any names, but yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. The spirit of Mongolia at that time. Indeed. All right, Troy. No need to flex on us too. To be fair, I've been a gamer since I was a wee little lad. My Steam library is over 800 games. My PCs are my life. I love them. If you haven't seen what my PCs look like in the Discord, I can relink you. Somebody maybe might be able to link you. But if you just search me, I think I wrote Behold or Witness Me, one of the two, and you'll be able to find one of them. 800 games? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have been on Steam since, I want to say 16 years. Whenever Left 4 Dead 1 came out, because to play that game, you had to download Steam. You inserted the disc, it downloaded Steam, and then it would download the digital copy of the game. Half-Life 2 was the first ever Steam required game. My PC is actually insane. I can show you the specs. Like it's actually nutty. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought, chat. Here you go. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably gonna be very tiny for you, but it's there. I can't make it go any bigger. I can't zoom in. Here, I'll just pop it in chat. But yes, my PC is quite chunky. Fingers crossed my PC is fine with it. I built it as salvage parts with a $500 budget. I can run Monster Hunter Wilds though, so fingers crossed. I cannot make any promises, Sabathiel. We will just have to find out. That terrifies me. I mean, respect. That's amazing. Wilds is a phenomenal game. I'm glad you can play that. Capcom's engines are very efficient. They're very optimized. So, which is actually weird that the new Monster Hunter game had so many problems, because normally they are so optimized. So that was very interesting to see. It's amazing how bad Unreal 5 is, considering it was supposed to be the big thing that would bring gaming to less capable computers. Yeah, and I think like part of it is because it opened up the door for so much other tech, and I think some developers bite off more than they can chew, and that's part of it. Is so like, for example, we have dynamic weather and dynamic daylight nighttime changes in Legend of Khiimori. That's not default. Those are tools that we had to add to be able to activate that tooling. If we didn't add that, it would obviously be more efficient because it would be less that it would have to render. But now, like, it's getting to the point where you have to have monstrous PCs to even play like games at a decent frame rate, because the technology in the games is getting so condensed and just, I guess, dense is really the best word for it, because like the games are not necessarily getting that much bigger, with the exception of course of like Call of Duty that just somehow keeps getting like half a terabyte big every single update. 2 million stretch goal, everyone gets a free pony IRL. Maybe we'll do a petting zoo at the studio and everybody can come and visit. That'd be friggin' cool. I would buy all the stretch goals DLCs. I need them all. Thanks for answering my questions. Makes complete sense. I'm just looking forward to any of it. We appreciate you, Teacup, of course. Oh, you're Sin. Okay. Sin Sedai. Got it. Got it. My username on Discord is the exact same as on Twitch. Perfect, Sabathiel. I do remember yours. I love the horses in Red Dead Online. Yeah. Excuse me, Troy. You love my clips. I do, but I don't know if they're always fit for public consumption. But I guess that's on me and not you. RDR2 is one of my favorite horse games. I love running or walking. Yes, plus we have dynamic testicles, right? The most important aspect of Red Dead 2. Let's be real. Did you watch the Windstorm movies, Troy? I've seen the first two. I saw the first two movies. After that, I haven't watched them because I don't always have access to them. Like, it's up to Amazon Prime what I have access to. And I try not to pirate anything if it's accessible. I hope my gaming laptop can handle the game. We'll see, Coco. We will see. You might just have to play it on really low settings, but I think you'll be okay to at least play it. It's not going to be as intense as some of the parts of Ambulance Life was. Ambulance Life was very intense because it was a whole city. So you had like pedestrian traffic, you had vehicle traffic, you had ambient noises and sounds, you had giant, huge skyscraper buildings that had to be rendered. all of that is very different to how we're building out Legend of Khiimori. Yes, it's an open wilderness, but that is a lot less intensive, believe it or not, than sometimes a city can be. Sometimes it can be more, but like the way we're building it, I think we're a pretty good safe spot. So we'll see. We'll see. But if you want to get a good idea of what the specs are expected to be, you can go to the store page for Ambulance Life, a paramedic simulator, and you can see what those recommended specs are there. That'll give you a pretty good idea of where we're going to start with Legend of Khiimori. I'm so excited for this game. The second Windstorm game is so much better than the first one. Yes. That movie will be fire indeed. The Kickstarter is so close to Falcons. It is. Anybody have an update on what it is in Euro? Because I can't see it. Hey, Troy, want to build me a new PC? If you buy me the parts, I'll literally build it for you. I love that stuff. It's the most expensive hobby I have. I can't just build a PC every month because I don't have $5,000 every month. But I've built so many friends' PCs. If you pay for shipping, I will absolutely build it for you for free. Your PC is genuinely insane. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. I have like 96 gigs of RAM. Like something crazy. Hey, we went up another $200. Yeah, we're doing it. We've almost made $1,000 since I've been yapping. That's all it takes? It's crazy. Oh, you're definitely like an hour late on that, but like we're good. We haven't even started playing yet. We've literally been yapping about Khiimori the entire time. And I thought I was a game hoarder. Oh, Chico, I got to show you my game wall. I have every existing Super Nintendo game and Sega Genesis game in their original cases. I have a selection of PS1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. I got a lot. I got a lot to share with y'all. Because of Humble Bundles, I have over 1,000 games on Steam, and Steam isn't the only launcher. Yeah, Humble Bundle was big. A lot of people don't understand. If you were back on Steam in the days when it was like new, they would have fire sales on games. You could get like 6 games for $1. And they weren't always great, but like some of them were phenomenal. They were just like out for so long. Sometimes I also bought games that I already owned elsewhere just to have them on Steam, and now that's worked out because the Steam Deck has revolutionized the way I game. Steam Deck is amazing. I have access to like 98% of my library. There's only a handful of games that don't play well on it. Like I love Baldur's Gate, but it's very hard to play that on a Steam Deck because playing Baldur's Gate with the controller is like so different than keyboard mouse. You have such little control compared to keyboard mouse, but it runs beautifully. I play Police Simulator and Windstorm on it all the time. I play Horsetails on it all the time. It looks great on the Steam Deck. I'm such a shill, sorry. I'm just obsessed with I love the Steam Deck so much. It changed how I game like 1000%, and it's only because I had such a huge Steam library that I was able to just play it anywhere on the go. The battery life is insane. It weighs nothing. Like it's crazy. Thematically, what kind of tone will the story take? What kind of audience is it geared towards? Definitely, it's so Sobriquet. That's a phenomenal name, by the way. I love saying that. I would say, I mean, it's not 100% done yet, but it's definitely more than just a coming of age story like these games are. Legend of Khiimori is going to be a little more serious and a little more mystical, I guess is probably the best term for it, because it is made up lore. Like we get to really play into that really well. But everything that I've seen so far is that's the direction we're going in. It's not going to be as dark as something like God of War or Horizon Zero Dawn or anything like that. I don't think, because we're building a cozy horse game first. Everything else is secondary. I'm excited for this game. Need a good horse game to sink my time into. Indeed, Eclipse. Welcome on in. All right, now we're bag number 8. Hey, your back is kill. You gotta like lean up against something. When I build Legos like that, either I'm sitting in a chair, I'm standing, or I put my back like I sit against the wall while I'm building in front of me, because like otherwise my back is destroyed too. Like I can't do it. I mean, that's also because I'm like 100 years old, but. The next project will be the story of the Paso Peruano horses. Ooh, tell us about that. What are the Paso Peruano horses? Peruano. Peso Peruano? No, it's Paso, because Peso would be E. Paso Peruano. What are the Paso Peruano horses? As soon as I heard the game was going to run on Unreal Engine 5, I knew that I had to have a PC that cost at least 1 month's salary. Yeah, it's true. It's true. What are in the bags? Legos are in the bags, one bag at a time. You know, if I had the money, I would totally, because I need a new one badly, and I don't know anything about building them. Honestly, like, it's gonna sound stupid, but building a PC is exactly like Legos. Things only plug in one area. You can't plug something into the wrong area. Everything has like a certain number of slots, so it only fits in that area. The biggest issue is knowing that your pieces are all compatible with each other, and there's websites for that. Like if you go to pcpartpicker.com, you pick one thing, like your motherboard, right, that everything's going to plug into, and it'll only show you parts that are compatible with that motherboard, and it'll give you warnings if something hasn't been tested enough, like this should work but your GPU might not fit in this case. You should do more research to find out for sure, but like otherwise it's very detailed. And then it'll even give you links to go and shop to find the pieces. Of course they get a cut if you do their affiliate links, but yeah, it's a really great service. pcpartpicker.com is phenomenal. You just have to take 24 hours straight. That's fine. Nobody wants to hear me yap for 24 hours, but I could do it. I don't know if you recently saw one of our politicians did 25 hours straight, no bathroom breaks, no food, nothing. Monster. It was a monstrous talk. I'm also an hour late. Welcome on in. We haven't started gaming yet. All it takes, like a load of us haven't been reposting and spamming on social media for the last 4 hours. I know. I'm not claiming any responsibility for the amount of money we're making. I promise you I'm not. It's all of you. I missed the Origin sales. I got Peggle for free and it was so worth it. That's true. Heard it's insane for commute. Yep, it is insane for commuting. I love the Steam Deck. It's a Swiss converter. Oh, oh yeah, so you're not quite there. Got it. You built a 5K PC and you only play on Steam Deck? No, I don't only play on Steam Deck. I play primarily on this, but if I want to go sit on the couch and watch TV while I'm playing, I can. That's now what it says on the Kickstarter. Interesting. Connecting with nature, indeed. I thought someone had gone for the visit or something. Don't do that. No, not yet. You can 100% do both. I get to play in bed and then get to go to PC. I mean, that's the great thing about Steam too, is because your Steam cloud saves follow right through over, which is nice. I can play Balatro anywhere. Hell yeah. Thanks for the answer. Glad you know it's not super gritty or the lack of better word kid stuff. Yeah, it's right in between. It's right in between, Sober K, for sure. I'm fine playing on low settings, but I also save up for a new PC, so it's going to be fine. Nice. Not Kickstarter official. You gave us all panics. My boyfriend also loves building PCs. He's so hyped when I finally get mine so we can build it. Yeah, that's me, man. That's me. You give me all the pieces. You give me all those boxes, and I'm peeling all that plastic off for the first time, and I'm smelling all the brand new silicone that's killing my brain cells. It's so good. Oh no! I'm good in spreading panic. I'm cursed. It's okay. We embrace panic here. Panic. Just don't use force and break RAM or such putting it in. That's true too. Oh, that's hella cool. I'll get on that. I would love to hear you yap for that long. But instead of PC, console is a fair alternative. That's true. Undot's been telling people in Discord that, like, if you're really not sure that your PC is going to be able to handle it, grab it on a PC that you know will be able to, because then you'll get a very unified experience. Our performance on console notoriously is very good. Very good. You can even see, if you look at Ambulance Life, the ratings on PC versus the ratings on PlayStation and Xbox were extremely different, because so much more can go wrong on the PC side when you have like drivers and individual systems, and oh well, my DLSS wasn't upgraded but my drivers were upgraded, so it's just like it can create a mess. Whereas consoles are a very streamlined experience, and we have a history of making phenomenally optimized games on console. Probably no worries about the PC power. Can't blame my nephew who... Yeah, there you go. Always blame somebody else when in doubt. Sorry I'm late. I had to get a COVID test. Oh no, Steven, I hope you're okay. Compliments for your English, by the way. You talk fast, but I understand every single word. I appreciate that. I've always been like in the forefront of, so I've been like, my very first job ever, I was a DJ when I was 14. So, you know, I had this voice when I was like 14, 15 years old. So it made sense that I would be some kind of an announcer for something. But yeah, it's really important to me that people can understand me, because I do talk very fast. Yes, I'm very loud and I'm very fast. I am the quintessential American filth. I think it's a little more. Yeah. Was thinking about pledging to visit for a second. I made the joke too, and not. And then our CEO, I joked about it, and our CEO says, you don't have to pay for that to come visit us. You can visit us anytime. And I was like, oh. You finally caught up to the chat, Troy. I have finally caught up to the chat. Hello, everybody. How's everybody's good day going? I know you meant day, but I'm reading that as like Australian good day, mate. Okay. We're going to start a brand new game. Oh, wait. Actually, we're going to go switch to main game. And then how do you want to control? Default. We're going to do beginner. Because we're going for the story.
People are born with a special gift. They can understand the language of the horses. The Mongols called such a person Norsach, the sleeper. They sense what the horses feel. Mika has that gift. This is why she could become friends with Windstorm, the wild and unjustly confined black stallion. There's a strong bond between those two that enables them to achieve great performances. School holidays just started, and Mika can't wait to come to Kaltenbach Estate to finally meet Windstorm again.
So there you go. There you go, chat. There's the mention of Mongolia. It started with the very first game 7 years ago now. We came out with this. 7 years ago this game came out, and we've been planning the Legend of Khiimori ever since. Ever since, chat. I gotta replug in my controller. Bye. I'm almost done. Nothing to see here, folks. All done. All done. Hi, Angie. We were talking about you earlier. We were talking about all about the falconry earlier. So I have a standing desk, and I have a nest for all my cables underneath it. And so that's where the Xbox adapter is, because I have the original Elite controller. So I had to get the PC adapter so that it stays wirelessly. Yeah, really. We were talking all about falconry. We were talking about, there's a couple people in our Discord too in the chat, if they're still here, that have experience with horse archery. So I was talking about how like eventually we're all going to be connecting and like getting information from all of y'all so that we can start giving the devs as much information as possible to build out the stuff that we're already promising with the stretch goals. Mic drop? No, Troy drop. True. He was probably not even born then either. Oh my God, don't tell her that. The voice acting in this game is phenomenal. We're going to be redoing the voice acting if we can at some point, because a lot of people who are in the voice acting are no longer available. They're either no longer acting or they were like former employees from ACR that don't exist anymore. Oh, Sony is T? I didn't know that. Chair stream. If there was a chair here, it would be a chair stream. That's true. I'm almost done. This is so endearing. Hi, T.
Mika, nice to see you.
How's the volume, guys? Is it okay?
Nice to see you too, Master. I'm happy to be back.
Just hurry to see Windstorm.
Fantastic.
I hope you haven't unlearned anything. Do you remember the 3 guidelines, Mika?
Yes, Haircon, I do, but I'm gonna say I don't so I can show chat.
Balance, coordination, and rhythm.
There you go, chat.
All right. A little brush-up couldn't hurt, however. Balance first.
I do have a booming voice, to be fair. That's true.
When you shift your weight, Windstorm will turn, but with a slight delay. Ride to the orange waypoint and stay within the marked area. Don't overdo it. The further you shift your weight to one side, the more Windstorm will turn.
From. Oh my god, I can't even sprint. Oh, I can't even trot. Okay. We're meandering. Are you planning on having different plumage for the golden eagle? There are some small differences in their plumage. I mean, probably. Yes. That's something that we're going to get information from you on once we hit it. 1000% yes. I would love to do as much detail as possible. And there's the red hair from the first Khiimori trailer. Changed that fast.
You did well.
Yes.
Now it's coordination.
Yeah, the reason Nara had red hair in the original key art and first trailer and all that is because we wanted people who knew the Ostwind Windstorm series to go like, oh, is that supposed to be related to Mika? Is that Mika's ancestor? Is that Mika from a different time? Like, what's with the red hair? But unfortunately, people tied it into like Zelda sometimes, like Link sometimes has red hair. We had mentions of Horizon and Aloy, but like none of that was intentional. It was like an Easter egg for people who liked Windstorm, and not enough people know what Windstorm was that they were just like, all right, we're gonna get rid of it. She has black hair now, congratulations. And now she has a red streak of hair as an homage.
With the speed up button and the speed down button, you can change Windstorm's pace.
Can I?
The speed up button makes him run faster, and the speed down button slows him down.
No way!
Try to coordinate your directions with Windstorm's pace.
Sephirin, that's a really good question. Accessibility is very important to us. Unfortunately, for most of our games, accessibility is always an afterthought because it does require some funding to make happen. And for a lot of publishers, it's usually not a major priority. I'm going to be pushing myself to make sure that we're pushing for as much accessibility options as possible. If you could, if you're in our Discord, there's a section for Khiimori questions, Khiimori Qs. If you could make a thread in that and give some more details about examples of good fonts that would work really well, that would be really, really helpful for me to bring back to the developers. And if anyone here, if you're not in Discord, don't know how it works, anyone in here who is in there can help guide you through it 1000%, or even make the thread for you with your guidance.
A slower pace is favorable with tight turns.
No, I thought going fast as quickly as I could around turns would be best for tight turns. Are you sure? Are you sure? Brum 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 brum. Where's the Tokyo Drift soundtrack when you need it? I do miss horse drifting. It's a lot of fun in Horse Tales. I'm so excited for early access. We are too, Ginger. We are too. Also a very good point to give us feedback for early access in case you backed 1000%.
You haven't lost your rhythm. I could see that already.
You're welcome. It's not like I've played this game 1,000 times.
Do another round on the paddock, but this time, fly.
What am I, a Pegasus?
Make Windstorm run, and then keep the sprint button pressed down to sprint. Avoid the obstacle.
I will not.
Windstorm enjoys fast sprints, but it also exhausts him. Let him rest from time to time.
Press sprint to sprint. Who would have thought, right?
At the bottom right, Windstorm's stamina level is indicated. The display resembles that of a battery.
The amount of times I've gone through this tutorial, I could probably recite it. Brum, 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 brum. Nailed it. When is early access happening? I'm sure other people have asked, but I haven't seen it. Yeah, it's summer.
Good. You are really fast.
It's probably going to end up being like fall because we want to make sure that the alpha playtest is as impact as possible. So like it might be something like, I don't even know, like August, September. We don't know the exact date yet, but as soon as we do, we'll let you know. The Tokyo Drift comment reminded me of Mumbo Jumbo's Tokyo Drift Donkey Amish.
Would have jumped over the obstacle.
The reason he's so fast is because of all the car sound effects. Yeah, Haircon actually forgot to mention that. When will the alpha playtest begin? Will be a word on that. There's no exact date yet because we have to build it first. We have to actually build the build that you'll be playing on. So as soon as that is ready, it's good to go. It's probably going to be sometime around like May or June, probably more closely to June. I'm not really sure yet. As soon as we know, it'll be announced everywhere for sure. It'll probably go out as an email from Kickstarter because obviously everybody in the alpha, everybody in the Kickstarter will be in the alpha, but we'll also announce it on Discord and socials too.
Let's see if you still have a feeling for Windstorm's jumps.
Been playing too much ambulance and police sim. No, wee woo.
When you hit the jump button, Windstorm jumps.
No way! That's what happens when you hit the jump button?
Start galloping.
That's crazy.
And jump over the trunks.
They didn't mention. I think they'll mention it afterwards. A perfect jump refunds your stamina. Do you think there'll be an option to skip the tutorial? I'm sure there will be.
Let's try something harder now. To jump over an obstacle, the correct timing is essential.
The thing about this tutorial is this was 7 years ago, so we're just dumping everything that you need to know about the controls early. Something like the Legend of Khiimori in most modern games now is we're teaching you as something comes up. Like if falconry gets put into the game, right? We're not going to teach you all the controls and details about falconry in the beginning of the game when you don't have access to it. It's when you gain access to falconry is most likely when you'll be given the tutorial for that thing, if that makes sense.
Ride the track we practiced earlier once again. You should be faster this time.
Is that a threat? Is he telling me that I have to be faster or that like naturally you will be faster? Because that sounds very threatening, Haircon. I'll be honest.
Windstorm jump off within the green area to make it over the obstacle. If you jump off within the green area, it grants Windstorm a stamina bonus as well.
Whee! Yeah! Nailed it. Khan be like, run! Yeah, essentially. Did you know the run button lets you run? It's a threat,
See?
duh.
You're almost ready to discover the area on your own. Before I let you ride off, I have to make sure you're able to read the map.
I can't read.
The arrow in the center is you. It always points into the direction you are riding.
Crazy.
Lines indicate roads and paths. Special places are indicated by a symbol on the map. Use the map and ride back to the paddock.
Hear me out. I think we should have the old Roblox oof sound every time I hit a wall or land a jump. Oof. Oh no, direction for the directionally challenged. Have you guys heard of the Eagle Huntress movie? I remember you mentioning it.
That was a piece of cake.
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
I guess we can proceed to something more difficult. Can you find the carving I hid?
But you never crash into things. Now you're just lying or not.
You can collect items by approaching them closely.
Brum, 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 brum.
We must be really close.
Yeah! Got it. If we get that goal, I think the dev team should watch the movie. They might have already watched it. I personally have not.
Fine. You know how to read
But yes,
the
I
map,
agree.
too. Now I can let you ride back to the estate on your own without worrying.
What if I just never returned? If I just turned the game off and never returned to the estate, would he be worried eternally? Like Schrodinger's Khan? He would just always be worried that I haven't shown up yet until I turned the game back on?
Ride back
That's a horrifying
to the
thought.
estate. When you come close enough, it will appear on the map.
No time passes. I like that. But does that mean that you're thinking the same thing you thought when time froze? The Soma question. God, that's such a good game. Not for the lighthearted, but yes, that's a phenomenal game. Perfect jump. There we go. I don't remember which the camera button was. Brum 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 brum. Me be 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 be. Ba-da-dum, 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 ba-da-dum.
Wow.
Wow! You tell him, Mika. The wowiest of the wows. You obviously haven't lost a thing. Yeah, Nope was phenomenal. Tinka!
You two are looking tired. May I take care of Windstorm?
No! I'm gonna do it.
Nope. I'd rather do it myself.
It's almost like I played this game 1,000
What
times.
do you do to take care of Windstorm?
I'm gonna brush him. He likes that.
Do you use the stiff or the soft brush first?
First, I use the stiff brush. For Windstorm's delicate areas, I then take the soft one.
Can I come with you and watch?
Sure.
Paddock time! I am so hungry. I haven't had breakfast. Horses were domesticated thousands of years ago. 13th century horses
by the
looked
bar
nothing
next
like their
to Windstorm's
ancestors.
portrait.
Right. Kids are annoying or scary? Yes. Why does Mika look so angry? She is, I mean, in the first movie at least, she's kind of a little bit angsty. So I think that was kind of like the inspiration for her character in this first game. She does mellow out by the end of the first game though. End of the first movie. Yeah, Mika accidentally set fire to her teacher's car and we sent her to the grandmother's farm to learn how to behave. Yeah, she was a little angsty teen. She wasn't like a rebel. It was, I don't know, kind of like a misunderstanding, but like she still had a tude. And so like her working the farm, this is her coming back to the farm after the first movie. So this is her school break has happened. That year is over with. They had a tournament that they were, I mean, spoiler alert, they were supposed to win the tournament and Windstorm and Mika did not win it. They fell. And so this is them back at the farm and she's visiting again. Non-rebellious arsony. I mean, the best kind, I guess.
If Windstorm is too tired, his performance drops. You should take care of him then.
Oh, is it slipped? Yeah, that makes sense.
Move the brush close to Windstorm and swipe away the dirt from his hide. Use the change button to change between the stiff and the soft brush.
I have the exact same brush for my beard. It's like pure boar hair.
Certain areas on Windstorm's body are too delicate for the stiff brush. Rotate the camera to groom Windstorm from both sides.
Windstorm, you are filthy. What happened to you? I'm just gonna switch brush. I just use soft brush for everything. It takes longer, but then I don't have to worry about upsetting him. Whee! Oh my god, look how shiny he looks. He's so pretty. It takes so much longer with just the soft brush. Troy horse confirmed. Brr. Get the legs and then we switch. Get the nosy poo. I'm gonna boop the snoot. Oh my goodness, he's looking so pretty. I wish there wasn't so much of a shadow here because you can't see as well. Just have to guess. Whee! Almost. You're almost pretty, baby. You're almost there.
You're looking good, Windstorm.
Yeah, what he said. Gonna finish the butt, finish the butt, finish the butt, butt. Okay, you're about as beautiful as you're gonna look for now. We're gonna go dirty you back up again. Because that's the whole point of the game. Fantastic.
Away with you. Search for new adventures.
It's like Tinka's bossing us. Away with you. Get out of my sight, peasant. All right. Damn, girl. Bye. Damn. Horse wash sim? Basically. Hair Khan, what's up?
Well, Mika, how does it feel to be riding on Windstorm's back again?
Awesome. I missed Windstorm so much. I'm glad the school holidays finally started.
Windstorm's looking happy as well. Without you, he got a little sad sometimes.
It makes me wonder if Hair Khan is also Nordsach, where he has the ability to speak to Windstorm as well. But I guess that's probably not true because he would have tamed Windstorm if possible. He's also probably a little bit too old to be riding Windstorm, so I don't know. Maybe that's
We have a very
true.
special connection.
Again, I haven't watched all the movies or read the book, so maybe they cover that eventually.
Care for a little ride?
Sure, I can't wait to.
Let's go then. To get you started, I've marked a rather easy track for you.
I mean, it's not like you have to be a horse savant to know how a horse is feeling.
I've marked a few points of interest.
But he
in the
sometimes
area
says
for
some
you,
things that are
Mika.
like a
You might
little
want to
too-
start by checking them out.
A little too on the nose. Will there be this much dialogue in the Legend of Khiimori? We don't know yet. It hasn't been built yet. So there's NPCs that exist in like the main hub that you start in, which is like the fishing village you've seen so much of. But all the dialogue hasn't been built out because we don't know the story and the tone quite yet. Like we have an idea, but the actual dialogue hasn't been written yet. And then once we write the dialogue, then we can start looking into what the voice acting is going to look like on the release. Ben and Benny's? Oh, was that Balloon Fountain? Balloon
In time
cars?
races, we have to follow a set of checkpoints. Sometimes there even is a time limit.
Oh, that must be the hot air balloons. Was that German for hot air balloons? Undot. Is that it? Lack of facial expressions make it hard. Yeah, that's true. Bag 9 of 25. It said balloon something fahren. Yeah, Heißluft balloons make sense, but like it said, like I don't know, like traveling balloons would be a weird. It was on the car. It was on the side of the car. Ballenfaden. Yeah. It was Ballenfaden. It's Undot. I say Undot though. Yeah, it's Undot. Undotter, technically. This game is so unbelievably gorgeous since the remaster. Like, holy, it's like night and day difference between the original game and the remaster. Because when I first started streaming for Aesir a year and a half ago, like we were playing the original game. And then the remaster came out in May, June, and it was like night and day difference. It was crazy. Look at the water. Like, damn, chat. All the conifer trees are gorgeous. I'd say the only things that are lacking is Mika's model, like her character model, is like it leaves a little bit to be desired, and the animations of the wild animals, like the raccoons and foxes, the way they jump is definitely like 7 years ago. But besides that, everything else was retouched and upgraded to Unreal 5, and it's like night and day. It's so pretty.
Faster, Windstorm.
Brum 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 brum. Yeah, that's why like that name is weird, like a balloon, like balloon driving.
You're already back? Obviously, you still
I
find
took
your
it to
way
mean as
around
like
here.
balloon
Keep
delivery.
it up.
Surprisingly, that nick is taken almost everywhere. I can't imagine why. There it is again. Ballon rund fahren. I think it said. I couldn't really tell.
Hello, Mika. I'm happy to have you back.
Hi, Tinka.
I'm happy to be back too. Did you happen to see Sam? I wanted to say hello to him, actually.
How does it feel to want Mika?
No, I don't know where he is either. If he hasn't cleaned out the stables before Mrs. Kaltenbach returns, though, he'll be in serious trouble.
Serious trouble. Uh-oh. Was there a stream on Tuesday? There was not. There was not. We were going to do one, but it fell apart at the last minute. And we were going to have Nikolai, one of our devs, on here. Rundfaden means cruises. Oh, okay. So I think it's the company that does the hot air balloons then. That would make sense. So I guess my suspicion was correct. Nikolai got sick this week, so he wasn't able to join me. He was going to be on this stream with me today. So we'll probably kidnap him next week and have him on stream. So everybody tell Nikolai, get well soon. Feel better, Nikolai.
Any idea where he might be?
He drove off with his tractor earlier. Maybe he took a nap somewhere.
Okay, I'll take Windstorm and look for the sleepyhead.
Sam is such a lazy ass. It's so funny.
I've marked Sam's favorite spot for you. You should be able to find him there. I hope.
I love how this 9-year-old is like, yeah, he's lazy and he's terrible at his job. He's always sleeping on the job here. Go get him. Like, she's such a little
In a
boss.
search, we have to find all of the requested objects that are hidden within the marked area.
Mika's definitely passive aggressive for sure. Okay, so I think it's right there, but I have to go all the way around. Yup.
That was a close call. Sam came back in time, and Mrs. Kaltenbach hasn't noticed anything.
Sam is the pioneer of quiet quitting. If I was a dev, I would make Mika kick him back awake. I would love to do that. That would be awesome. We leveled up. Okay, I'm going to be much more careful about how I level now.
That influence his performance: speed, stamina, agility, and resilience.
I think I'm actually going to do...
Increase speed if you want to ride faster with Windstorm.
No way! Speed is faster? That's crazy.
Increase stamina if you want to do longer sprints with Windstorm. Increase agility if you want to ride tighter turns with Windstorm. Increase resilience if you want Windstorm to tire more slowly.
I actually think I might do resilience first and then stamina second. Agility is going to be last. But like, as we get into longer sprints and longer races for some of these missions, resilience might actually be the way to go.
The amount of available points is shown on the bottom
I'm
right
trying
side.
to min-max this family game.
To spend an attribute point, we can activate the plus icon next to the ability. If we are not satisfied with our choice, we can activate the minus icon to reset our choice. Don't worry, there is no wrong choice. Each ability improves your riding. Base your choice on your personal preference.
I think I am going to do resilience and then stamina. Speed will be third, which is like, I usually do speed first because you get there faster with the same amount of stamina being expended, but yeah, we're going to go with that.
The track leads from the paddock to the lake and back. Can you beat your best time from back in the days with Windstorm?
I don't know, Sam. Can you go a shift without sleeping? Nerd? What? I'm trying to min-max this family game has me rolling. I don't mess around, chat, all right?
In ghost races, we see our own ghost racing against us. Our best time is saved, and we can always come back and try and improve our time.
So in other words, don't destroy the time, because then you have to do it again. I have no jumps. I can't refund my stamina. Like, this is what I mean. Your stamina is crazy. Sorry for the jerky camera. I'm trying to do micro movements. Because it's hard to see exactly where you're going when you have this locked camera view, but it's much easier than controlling the camera manually. All right, we're halfway there, chat. Halfway there. Oh, we are way ahead of our ghost. I'm gonna chill. Yes, pass aside the lake. That's perfect. Thank you. Okay, 4 left. Our ghost is very far behind. We're gonna chill. We don't even have to sprint anymore. We're gonna chill. Every time I've beaten the game without the DLC, I've only gotten 16 points, not 20, to max out all of his stats.
Not bad at all. The two of you become even faster. From now on, you can always challenge yourself to beat your current best time and improve it.
So I want to barely beat these races so that I can easily beat them again and get more experience. And hopefully that'll help me get to the full amount of points that I need. Let's talk to Sam. He's my boyfriend. Ooh.
Do you remember training with Windstorm for the Kaltenbach Classics?
Sure. That really sucked. Fortunately, your grandfather created an individual training program just for us.
Yeah, he'd already noticed back then that the two of you weren't meant for tournaments.
That's true. We did well anyway. I think I'll practice jumping with Windstorm again.
The old training obstacles should still be there.
Oh, great.
Perfect. See you later then.
We've shown a little bit about how stamina is going to be worked in. There's other things besides stamina that you will be focused on, but that will be the importance of breeding. So you can train and build up your horses, but only to a certain level. Like they have, what was the word that we used? Not capability. It's like the highest level achievement that a horse can have. They have like a certain number of points that you can spend. And potential. It's potential points. Yeah, potential. Thank you, T. So every horse that is tamed or bred has a certain number of potential points, and they can only be spent in a certain number of ways, right? So your horse will always have a maximum potential that it can have. And that is when you want to have another horse that has maximum potential, breed those, and then with that foal, it'll eventually grow up, and then you'll get that one to reach new heights before too. So like there might be some areas where like you want to kind of access a cave that's high on a mountain, but if you don't have a horse that can handle that mountainous terrain well, you have to breed one to be able to access that area. Think of it like very rudimentary. Think of it like Final Fantasy VII. You have to breed a golden chocobo in order to get the Knights of the Round. There's no other way of getting it. Breeding is kind of important. I love that. It is important. Yeah. I mean, if you don't care about certain things, you won't necessarily have to, and you can just keep buying horses, but you're always going to hit a limit. So breeding is going to be the most efficient way of getting the traits that you want in one singular horse.
I've spruced up the old training obstacles and placed them all over the area. Go on, try them out.
That'll be really cool. I'm excited, Sibby. Yeah, Nuke always mentioned Final Fantasy 7. Actually, one of my least favorite Final Fantasies, if I'm being totally honest. I think the reason it's everybody's favorite is because for most people, it was their first. Same reason for Skyrim. Skyrim is objectively not a great game. But because it was most people's first open world RPG, to them, it was like life-changing. But like, all the new Elder Scrolls games are very empty and barren. Morrowind was like the superior Elder Scrolls game, objectively. It was great. It didn't even have a compass. It was like, hey, you need to go talk to Bob. Go find and talk to Bob. And you're like, okay, where's Bob? And the game was like, I don't know, figure it out. You're like, wait, what? There was like no guidance whatsoever. And if you killed Bob on purpose or by accident, then the storyline ended. You still had access to the whole open world game, but you couldn't do any of the main quests anymore because your link to your destiny has been severed.
Excellent. You and Windstorm
So you'd have to
are
reload to a
good
previous
team
save and not kill
a
that
tiny
person.
Bit rusty.
Stop right there, criminal scum. Skyrim is okay. If you play Morrowind, you would see, like, yeah, it's very old and it's very clunky now, but like the difference in detail was crazy. There was major political intrigue. Skyrim and Oblivion you can beat in like 10 hours if you just ignore everything. Actually, Skyrim's quicker. Oblivion, you have to do a couple of things first. You have to save the sun before you can beat it. But like Skyrim, you can beat in like 4 hours if you know exactly what you're doing. You can just skip everything. What's the currency we reached in euros? Does anybody have the euro number? Because it has increased a little bit. I gotta head out now. More horses to train today. 14 net hay nets. You know what? Let's do that. Let's go. Before you go, we're gonna show you that I also have to muck the stalls. 478,748 euros. Clean paddock.
Place the hay fork over a soiled stack of straw and confirm to pick it up. After that, move the hay fork over the tarpaulin and confirm again to empty the fork.
I'm gonna be honest, chat. Before I played this game, I had no idea that tarp was short for tarpaulin. No clue that that was actually its full name. I just thought tarp was the name.
Place the hay fork over the fresh stack of straw and confirm to pick up new straw. After that, drop it on a clear spot in Windstorm's den to cover the floor with fresh straw. Spread the straw evenly, but don't stack it.
Thanks, 9-year-old.
Not here.
Windstorm made the poopies. 2 more. Can barely see this one. What's really cool is if you play the DLC, this is all covered in snow, which is just a really cool feature. It's just a nice addition, you know? Today I learned tarp is short for tarpaulin, right? That's what I mean. I had no idea that was its full name. I discovered that 18 months ago. But for you, it was today I learned. There you go, Sebi. Now you don't have to go do it. I did it for you.
That's enough spring cleaning for today, Windstorm.
You should go for a ride with Windstorm.
Should I? Is there like a max amount of horses you can have? In this game, it's only Windstorm. You're only taking care of and riding Windstorm. In the Legend of Khiimori, I don't know if we have a maximum. There probably is one because you can't just have like 400 horses. But yeah, you have like an actual corral that you keep horses in. And then you'll trade and release others over time to make room for new ones.
You should know the area around Kaltenbach Estate by heart now. Let's test your knowledge. Can you find the fastest path between the 2 markings I've placed for you?
100 in horse sales? That's actually crazy. Although, to be fair, you have like 3 ranches in the game, right? So I guess that makes sense because they're in an open field that you own. Oh, raining. I love the raining missions. They're so pretty. We'll play a couple more missions, chat, and that'll be it for today. Yeah! Like, even the rain looks great in this. I mean, it's not gonna hold a candle to Legend of Khiimori. That's like the most realistic weather physics we've ever made. Oh, I gotta go all the way around. Brum, 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 brum. Whoop. Stuck in a rock. Free stamina, Pog. I gotta chill. There's no obstacles for me to jump over. There's one. There's one. Okay, but the thing I just realized, will we get to see our whole herd of horses in Legend of Khiimori? Like, have a big pasture somewhere where all your horses are hanging out? Probably. I don't think it's gonna be a pasture, because usually like the horses were reined in pretty well. And barely made it. Not even close, baby. Weather change is one of the bestest things in games, and mirror reflection. Yeah, mirror is hard. Mirror reflection is hard because you have to render everything twice, sometimes 3 times. The best game, I think, to handle mirror reflection, technically, is Portal. Portal 2 handled it especially well. Oh, no. I killed Windstorm! No! Just kidding, he's fine. Yeah, it's really hard to optimize when you have to render a game 3 times. If it's a really good looking game, it makes it that much harder. The only reflections we'll have in 13th century Mongolia, luckily, are in water.
But this is your
so
new
that's
home,
easy.
after all. You know the area like the back of your hand.
But yeah, Legend of Khiimori has day and night cycles. So if you stand still for 20 minutes, it becomes night, and then vice versa for day. And we also have dynamic weather changing, which is awesome. It's so sick. If you haven't already, Chico, you can check out our Kickstarter page or our Discord. Our Discord has all the latest stuff. Jump training 2.
This time I made it a little bit harder for you. More obstacles and shorter distances.
We'll do a couple more missions and then I'll call it there, chat. Red Dead Redemption 2 has mirror reflection. It was super surprised. Yeah, I mean, Rockstar does a pretty damn good job. Like, we all know that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to shatter every single record that exists in video games. It's going to be crazy. Thanks, Chico. Yeah! 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 These jumps are so close together that I don't even have to refill my stamina. That one was close.
Wow.
Oh, I barely made that one. I almost ran out. Almost ran out, chat, but they couldn't get me. They're never gonna get me. I'm too good. I'm a capital G gamer. Ooh, that's a sharp turn. Perfect. Perfect.
Wow.
Not point. Oh, that was perfect. Yeah.
Well done. You and Windstorm are becoming one. I'm so
You did a really
proud
good
of you.
job. Hey, Troy, quick question. Is there an option that at PSPO have a day and night cycles, or is that not possible? I think it's not possible because of Unreal Engine 4. I think that's why. That's why you have the option of choosing the shift for that time zone and then or that timeline, and that's what you see. But yeah, I think we can't have it dynamically change because it's a limitation in Unreal 4. Didn't crash once. See? True. I almost did though. I almost horse crashed. Yeah, let's do resilience. Do resilience and stamina. Let's do Haircon.
Mika, you're returning from the lake, right?
Correct.
Yes, boss. It's beautiful around there. Why are you asking?
Well, I have a new set of errands for you.
Mommy Abigail, hello. I'm sorry if you've already if you've already been asked this. What consoles will the game be coming out on? I just got here. No worries. Whenever you show up, it's just on time. So we're coming to PC, which I believe is going to be Steam and Epic Games. Those are the two so far that we know of. We're coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Switch 2. We don't have any details on Switch 2 yet because obviously it just got announced. So as we learn more, we'll know if it's going to make it along the same timeline as our other games or if it's going to take us longer because we're just getting access to the console. And then we're also going to be doing Steam Deck, but again, we don't know yet and how optimized the game is going to be until we kind of get to that point. But that is the plan. All of our other games are on Steam Deck and they play pretty damn well. Even if they're not officially optimized for it, but that is what we're shooting for on the Steam version for sure. So it won't be on the OLED. It will not be on the original Switch. No, the Switch one just simply isn't powerful enough. Even Horsetails that came out a couple of years ago, we had a lot of trouble optimizing that for Switch. There's a memory problem where it just has such little memory that a game as detailed and as tech heavy as Khiimori just wouldn't be able to support on the Switch, unfortunately. So the Switch 2 is a lot more powerful because it allows for 4K 60 FPS, significantly more robust in its tech. So for Legend of Khiimori, you need more horses to get everywhere on the map. Essentially, yeah, Coco. Or is there like a perfect super horse who can do everything? No, we learned our lesson in Horsetails. I mean, there might be like a mythical horse that you might be able to unlock or maybe breed eventually. I don't know. Have no idea if we're going to do that route, but a lot of people were annoyed in Horsetails that you could get one perfect horse that does everything because it took like the breeding completely for granted. I just bought my OLED, so I might cry. It's okay. The OLED's a really powerful machine. I have the first Switch too, and I play it all the time. I mostly play Nintendo RPGs on it. Actually, I have all Nintendo exclusives, which is kind of a bummer because when I do eventually get the Switch 2, I'm gonna have to rebuy them to get the HD versions. So that's kind of annoying too. But I understand your pain. I mean, I guess theoretically you could trade it in for a Switch 2, but I don't think you should. The OLED's a very, very beautiful device.
Cool. I'm all ears.
I've seen you fiddling around with this cell phone of yours. Why don't you use it to take a couple of pictures?
Haircon is such a boomer. I heard you fiddling around with that modball device you have.
Well, the signal out here is so poor anyway that I can't use my phone for anything else.
Yeah, he probably put repeaters out here so that you can't use your phone because he is a boomer and he hates that you use technology.
Oh, there are so many great motifs around here. I will point you in the general direction, but then you have to find the motif on your own.
Uh-huh.
Once you have found the motif, you have to stop close enough to take a picture. Every picture you successfully take will be put in your photo book afterwards where you can watch it. Are you ready for the first motif?
Are you ready to take a picture?
Ready when you are, boss.
The river that runs through the big forest clearance creates a stunning rainbow at the waterfall. Take a picture of the rainbow.
Okay, that's the only hint we get, by the way, chat. So the river that runs through the big forest clearing. So that's where we're headed. Because unfortunately, there's no compass in the game in that regard. So sometimes you have to like literally just guess where something is. So let's take a quick look. So it's right past the paddock. Or okay, so it's that first river right there. We'll take our time getting there. We don't have to sprint. Is motif used much in English? Not in this context. A motif is like specifically in terms of art, it's like a specific setup. Like you've set up a motif to capture. This is more like a better term for this probably would have been not setting. I'd have to think about it, but there is a better word to use than motif. But it like it's understood what's meant by it. It's not like it's an obscure word. This is the quest that Jade Wolf got stuck on before. Was it even Jade? I don't remember. It's motive. Oh. Yeah, I would say it's the same word. Oh, you can see the rainbow from here. Just peeking through the trees there. We'll go around. This is a good one right here.
The photo motif should be somewhere in this area.
You think? Thanks, Mika. I had no idea.
Nice one.
Nice one.
That's a really nice shot, Mika.
I'm the best.
You can look at your pictures in the photo book from now on.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. You have to hear the hint of like where it's going to be. And then you have to find the yellow spot on the map, but you can't see it by looking at the map. You have to just be in the area close to it on the mini map.
Mika, would you please bring this basket of food to Mr. Khan's house? Usually that's Sam's job, but he's nowhere to be found. Again.
Grandma's not happy. Gam's upset, chat.
All right, Grandma. I'll take Windstorm, as he could use the workout.
Yeah, right.
Very well. I still believe that his talent is squandered when he's on the paddock all of the time, not competing in any tournaments.
That wouldn't make him happy either.
Successful, though. Whatever. You'd better hurry, Mika, or Mr. Khan might have already left.
Already on my way.
He's relying on the food to eat, but he might have left without the food.
Mr. Khan's trailer before he leaves, Mika.
That's actually one of my favorite areas, the old cathedral. Oh my god, have Windstorm kick him. Same as the slacker. There's one worse she does, T. She does. There was one worse mission where you have to find a horse that escaped the paddock. That one, on my very first time streaming this game, took me 45 minutes to actually find him because he was tucked in one corner, one area that I couldn't find. Because it's not just an open area. It had like cliffs and paths and a little bit of mountainous area. And he was tucked in between two cliffs that I didn't see before. It was very frustrating for me. Now that I know what I'm looking for, it's not as bad. But he's not in the same place every time either. It varies. When you have to find the cow, when you have to find the horse, Archibald, and I forget her name, they're in different areas within the regions that they give you, which is a little frustrating. That was one hell of a jump.
Thank you, Mika. I knew I could rely on you.
Holy Windstorm flew. Yeah, I don't think a horse should be jumping that high. I'm not a horse expert, but I am pretty sure that that was not normal. Flying!
I've marked some of your favorite sections for you. Complete them as fast as you can. Just fly, Mika.
I'm not a Pegasus. In Legend of Khiimori, if you breed a horse and then set it free, will it stay on the map? Like, could you find it again, or will it disappear? I don't think we've gotten that far, Coco. I imagine it probably disappears. That's my guess, though. I don't know 100% for sure. Brum, 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 brum. Whee! Tight turn. I'm far enough ahead. I can chill. I don't have to sprint.
Wow.
Wow. Fly, you fools. That was such a huge jump. I want the ghost to catch up a little bit. I agree. You're welcome, Coco. I won't always have the answers, but whatever I do know, I'll answer. Or at least give like a best guess. Man, it's so boring when we're not sprinting. We're so slow. But I'm purposely trying to kill some of the time. Almost there. Almost there, chat. 12 left. Yeah, they caught up a little bit. I can speed up now. Oh! Oh! I think they wanted me to go around the path. Why would I do that? That was perfectly lined. Perfect. Six left, chat. Six left. Ah! Yeah, I'm way ahead of the ghost now.
Great! You were flying indeed. You can repeat the track at any time to improve your time.
I think it's 1,000 experience to level up, I think. All right, we'll do one more photo, and that'll be the last mission for today, guys.
You can hardly...
Oh, I didn't read the chants. Oh, crap. I think it says it again one more time. Take a picture of deer. Oh, okay. This can be in either forest clearance or dark forest, so it doesn't matter. I remember where they all are up to the airport. After that, I forget. They get blurry. It's steadily climbing. It is. We've stayed at that number for a little bit, but yes, it is steadily climbing. We're gonna get there. I think we're gonna get there for sure. We just gotta keep up the momentum again. I'm going off now, gang. Happy time zones, all of you. Thanks for the stream, Troy Maple. You're very welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure to have you. Yeah, I assume it would disappear because otherwise the fields would be riddled with all the horses we'd breed. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is going to be a pretty big map, but even still. I'm not sure if a horse can kick him like a donkey kick, but I've seen a video of a horse kick that killed people, and yeah, it's a... Horse kicks are pretty nasty. A lot of people don't come back from horse kicks. Good night, Meeple. Good night, Meeple. I love how they made the concept of the racing against the ghost work. Yeah, I think those, Undot, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think those were all developers that did the initial races for the ghosts, right? And then it gets replaced with your time once they're done. Okay, so this is the forest clearing. We'll keep going north a little bit. Keep your eyes out for some deer, folks. But I can imagine how frustrating it would be if you don't know you should pace yourself, get a high score immediately, and then be unable to ever win again. Yeah, I mean, you do improve yourself over time, and you can take some shortcuts. Like, that was a good example where I jumped over the fence rather than went around the dirt path. So there's always like a little bit you can eke out, and you don't have to ever do them again. Because I have the remastered edition, there's other things I can get experience from. Like doing the hiking trails, there's extra collectibles to pick up, stuff like that. So I can get experience that way. So I don't necessarily have to do the ghost races again, but I will anyway. Unless it turns out I really don't have to. Oh, I thought that was a path. It was not a path. It was pathless. Okay, so now if I go into the dark forest, I should be able to find deer pretty quickly. There we go. Now, how close do I want to get? That's the question. Horse kicks are painful. I can't even imagine. I would like to not ever imagine.
We have to stop if we want to take a picture.
Thanks,
Nice
Mika.
one.
That's a really nice shot, Mika. You can look at your pictures in the photo book from now on.
Whee! Okay, I think we're gonna stop there. This has been a 2.5 hour stream. I think we're good to stop. Thanks for stopping by, you guys. I really had a great time. Let me finish catching up on chat, and then I'll say my piece, and then we'll head off. In Legend of Khiimori, are horses the only animals you can own? As far as I know, yes. There's been a lot of talk about dogs. I don't think that's going to be possible. There might be like a dog that you can pet in the village but not own. I don't know. We have to build the model. We have to like buy the model, create the animations, make it look how we want. So it's a lot of work. We're not sure, but right now horses are definitely the only animals that I know of. RDR2, the horse kicks looked good but were deadly. Yes, each character ideally one dev on 3 different stat mounts. Yeah, I may head out now as well. Draw a little. Thank you, Nuke, for stopping by. Can you not go somewhere if there's no path? Yes, there's invisible walls in this game. In RDR2, you can literally go off all over the map, path or not. Yeah, it'll probably be a lot more open like that. It's going to be a true open world game. This is open world within like a firewall. Finding the right path is core gameplay. It is. That was fun. Thanks for having us. Thank you so much for stopping by. Pet the dog. Can I pet that dog? Enjoy your breakfast. I will enjoy my breakfast, Chico. Thank you. Thanks for all the infos. I wish this was the game. I appreciate you, Chico. We love you. Thanks. It was fun. Thanks for the stream. Bye, everyone. If you haven't already, be sure to stop by our Discord. Stop on in. We're going to have lots of new stuff to talk about soon. We've got some great stuff happening, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you if you have already wishlisted the game. I appreciate it. If you haven't, go ahead and throw it a wish list. It's free. We're gonna be doing community game nights. Yeah, Jackbox, we're gonna be doing community game nights pretty soon. I have to organize exactly what it's gonna look like and what games are gonna be involved in it. I want to do like one-shot D&D campaigns. We have some DMs in Discord that would like to do something like that. So some really cool stuff that we have cooking for y'all on top of the cooking stream we're gonna do. Yes, D&D! Yes! Thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. I'll see you next Friday. Same bat time, same bat place. Have an amazing day, y'all. You did, Maya. You did hear D&D.